All right. Live from the Pigeon Coop. It's TNT's Off the Rail. Me and Hollywood hanging out. What's up, buddy?
Oh, just hanging out. I'm pretty excited about it. We got a live studio audience
Yeah,
out there. There's
we do.
got Jason Welker here. We got Donald Holdhoff here. We got Mr. Steinhagen in the house. Dustin Duche is running around here somewhere. So yeah, we got a small live studio audience right here at the Pigeon Coop.
That's awesome. You can check us out on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And we're also live on Facebook. Make sure you hit a like on the TNT Facebook page. And don't forget, you can be part of the show by texting us at 833-868-7665 or comment on the YouTube or the Facebook. I'm a little more partial to the Facebook. It pops up a little easier for us to watch. If you want to be on part of the show, like I said, text us your name and number or comment or something. We'll give you a call and we'll talk to you. We got some cool stuff to do tonight. We're going to talk some grudge matches. We're going to talk probably a little bit about the Coop tournament maybe. At some point, Hollywood's probably going to go on a small tangent about his new little toy that I got him because he's loving the heck out of this thing.
Oh, we got new head. We can talk about that right now. We got new headphones. See, it looks like we know what we're doing now, and I can actually hear what he's saying. It's perfect.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very awesome. All kinds of interesting things starting to develop right now in Illinois. At least Iowa's a little farther ahead. We're still kind of waiting on Poole to get the green light. There are some places I know in Indiana that they're starting to advertise tournaments. I know there's a couple halls in Indiana that look like they may have opened at half capacity. They were running. There was a couple that I saw advertising. Some 25 and 32 man tournaments in Indiana.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of that too. Also, that I was told, and maybe some of these guys right out here in the audience could even tell me. I mean, Iowa, it sounds like they're going to be like, for example, like the pool hall over in Clinton. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, by the end of next week, I think it's going to be fully open.
Yeah, and it's the timelines are messed up because I know next week Illinois,
and I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that,
right.
But I know it's somewhere. It's getting close.
And
We're really getting really close.
Well, and if anybody happens to be watching that knows or knows somebody that knows, tell them to get a hold of us. We'll call them. We'll find out.
Yeah, that'd be really nice because the quicker we can get the pool back up and running, it'll give us more content to talk about too.
It will absolutely, because this pulling stuff out of our rear ends is getting a little weird, but it's all good. But
I don't know what you're pulling out of your rear. There's nothing coming out of my rear except what's supposed to be coming out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's got going on.
But so Illinois is set next week to open, and they made a few changes. They are going to allow some things to open for outdoor seating, things like that. So there's a lot of decision making going on and things like that. So we're getting there. It's getting close.
Yeah, I think our governor might be feeling a little pressure from the people. Maybe
maybe there's some of it going around. Just
I don't get into the political stuff that much. I don't even follow it. I don't have a horse in the race. It doesn't matter to me. But all I'm saying is that. You got all these small businesses. You got them closed down. You got them shut down. At some point in time, these people got to make some money. They can't just go all belly up. It's not feasible. I don't think.
Yeah. We could probably go on for hours about that.
Yeah,
we could.
I don't want to get into that stuff.
Got some other cool things we're going to touch on at some point too. You'll notice down there by the ticker, we got some information going across there, but that really hasn't changed. There's still most of the leagues and tournaments are still delayed or postponed or canceled. Stuff like that. We saw recently there was some discussion. We talked to Teresa Lucosi last week about the. We talked to Teresa Lucosi last week about the summer league, and so there's some questions about that. You can, like we mentioned when we talked to her, you can go ahead and get on the group there and start getting your team signed up. I know she's mentioned something about trying to get the captains together to do something. When we see more about that, we'll share it.
And she also did say something about that they're strictly only going to be using Jedi equipment this year. So you got to make sure if you're going to be playing in the league that you might want to check on her website there for the pool leagues, the ACS summer leagues.
Yeah, Rock Falls Summer ACS or Rock Falls ACS.
Yeah, and you can get on there and on Facebook. You can like that page, and then it'll give you a list of all of the bars that are going to be participating this year. Because I know there's going to be a few of them that aren't, because they are Blackhawk equipment and they only going to use Jedi from here on out. So
yeah,
that will make a little bit of a difference from if you had a team that played, for example, like I believe you got Corner Tap that has a Blackhawk table, and you got PJs across the streets. That's
Froggies, Palms.
Right. So if you were playing for any of those bars, you're going to have to, do some scrambling, move around. If you still want to play, you're going to have to find a different bar to play for that's got a Jedi table in it. That's going to be the biggest difference this year.
Right, and obviously you do have a little time. So, and you also notice something a little new on there, down on the score line. Big shout out to CBM Construction, CBM General Construction, Bill Lilly and his guys over there. They are very awesome people. I don't know if you saw it in any of the pictures he's been posting. They built some really cool things, but I'm not going to lie. One of my favorite things that I saw that he built was the catio. I don't know if you saw that, the cat patio.
I haven't. I don't know if I've seen the cat patio, but I did see like a patio or like a dock or whatever that he built out by a river there. And oh man, was that nice! And he got a little addition that he's got built on a house. I mean, a little bit of everything, and going to be doing some siding. I think does gutter work. I mean, if you want it built, you call Lilly. He'll get it built for you. I promise you that.
And we'll give you guys some of his information a little later in the show. We'll show you all how to get a hold of Bill. Ryan's already on here talking crap. He wants to kick your butt. He says you're scared of him, though.
I am scared. I had Kurt Qualum come over last night. He come out of the Thompson area, I believe. I think he said. And he open player, and of course I opened my mouth on the page last night, and I told him, I said, I'll take on any open player, and he jumped right up, came right over here and prompted me, put me right in my spot. We played just a few bucks a game, and I quit after he got 12 ahead. I couldn't catch him. I just didn't get a good start. He built a lead on me. He played fantastic. He broke really nice, and he was real nice about it too. I mean, he kicked my ass with a smile.
That's always at least it was a little pleasant. So
yeah, real pleasant guy to play with. I look forward to a rematch because Kurt, I'm telling you, I beat you. I just didn't, Hey, he played good. There was nothing I could do. I mean, he kind of left me sitting over in my chair, turned me into a popsicle, and hey, that happens sometimes.
You got to lose to learn a little bit every once in a while. So, I know
that's what happened.
You learned a lot.
Yeah, I learned how to sit down.
Well,
Kurt taught me how to sit down. I learned that last night.
So, there was a couple. Oh, we can still. Oh, that freaked me out a little bit. I forgot I could hear you even if they couldn't hear you. That freaked me out. Sorry about that. But
I got a frog in my throat or something going on over here.
Frog. Yeah, we'll go with the frog. So, there was a couple things we were going to talk about. We'll touch on the one real quick. A while back, you'd done a tournament here in the coop, and you can't see it. It's over there. It's all messed up.
Yes, it is.
Who won that anyhow? Or did they split that?
Jim Fridley won.
Jim did win that?
And Jeremiah took second. And I believe Jarrett, who got third over there, does it look like? I can't remember who got third.
Buckshot.
Okay, Buckshot then, yeah.
Yeah, looks like Buckshot. But
and I'll give you a little bit of an update on that. I'm still waiting a little bit. I know I've kind of been hee-hawing around. I want to get to it, but I want to see what nights we're going to be doing pool leagues. I want to see how that's all going to pan out because I mean I got some people that from out of town that want to do this, so I'm kind of trying to see how that all going to work out. If we're going to be doing pool leagues on 2 different nights, maybe it'll be just too much because I don't want people to have to try to come from Freeport or down from the Princeton area to come up here to play, a race to 4 or 3 or whatever, for half hours of pool, or maybe they can coincide it with their leagues, be able to get it in right before. So just trying to wait for all that to get figured out, and then we'll go ahead. So I would hope within the next week or two, I'll have a pretty concrete idea of how we're going to work that out. Because like you said, I mean, places are going to start soft opening back up. I think we're going to get a pretty good idea of where we're going to stand, and then I can kind of put the tournament together. It's going to be a fun tournament. We'll take up to, say 32 players. But the more players that I have in it, obviously, the longer it's going to take because you're playing a tournament just like you would in a regular tournament, but you're only playing 1 match a week. So,
right,
it's going to take, 10, 12 weeks to play this out. We get down to the Final 4, and then we'll play the Final 4 here, and we'll put it on the TNT fight nights or whatever, and we'll do some commentating over it, and it'll be a good time. But the biggest thing is just trying to figure out pool leagues, and then I can figure out how we're going to do this. Because I just don't want I don't want to all of a sudden pool everybody out in one shot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. Absolutely. So, and speaking of fight nights, I know we got some stuff coming up here pretty soon.
Well,
actually.
we have the biggest match. It's these 2 guys have been barking at each other for 5 years. Now, not everybody's going to know who Anthony Garcia and Will Thompson is because they're both from Iowa. But these guys have been barking on the internet over the Quad City page for the better part of 5 years, I would say, at least, trying to get a game worked out, back and forth, never can agree on anything. But it's happening tomorrow in an undisclosed location out in Cedar Rapids. It's gonna be streamed. So I'll share it to the Pigeon Coop page. We can share it to the TNT page. We can share it. We'll share it all over the place. But these two are, top-notch master players, and arguably probably in the top 10 players for sure over in Iowa. I would say, probably no question about that. These two are going to go at it for a race to 50 8-ball for $5,000. $5,000 a guy, $10,000 in the center.
So then, and they already put up all their no-show money.
Their no-show money has been posted. They had to post up $1,000 to guarantee the match. So if one of them doesn't show up tomorrow, the other walks away with $1,000 cash, free of charge. That'd be kind of nice. So maybe, let's God forbid somebody get the flu or something like that. We don't need that. But
just so everybody knows, that was Hollywood said that.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want anybody getting sick or anything like that. So we're gonna hopefully that match will go off without a hitch. Like I said, they're gonna race to 50 for $5,000. And there's also, if you get on the Quad Cities page and you like that, you can go down and you can kind of scroll through it. There's a lot of side betting going on.
Yeah.
Who's going to get to 30 first? Who's going to get to 25 first?
A lot of prop bets.
There's prop betting going on like crazy. So if you want to get on there, do a little prop betting, you could probably get that all set up. I don't know who you would talk to or how, set up some PayPal accounts with one another. I don't know how you do all that stuff and gamble online, but I don't get into that kind of stuff. But,
Hollywood's a very straight shooter. He's a real
pew pew.
QC Billiards. You can search that on Facebook. Check that out.
Correct.
QC Billiards. Maybe we can try to get a hold of Will. Maybe we can message him. Maybe we can call him and talk to him before his match.
Well, if he's listening, he can call in, can he? Or no? You got a phone number down there?
Yeah, he can call. Yeah, there's numbers there. You can text us or call us, and we can call you back. It's easier to text us, and then we can call you. So, definitely, yeah, that would be kind of cool. We'd like to talk to one or both of them if we could about that. We've also got some other local matches coming up here at the Coop over the weekend. We do.
We got actually Donald Koldhoff sitting right there. He's going to be taking on tomorrow. You're going to be taking on who now again? Going to be taking on.
He's playing.
He's going to be playing Brett Hopkins tomorrow.
Yeah, he's playing Brett Sunday.
Brett Hopkins and Donald are going to be playing on Sunday, and then we also have Bill Lilly
and Brett's tomorrow.
And Brett's tomorrow.
Yeah. And then Monday.
And then Michael Goodman and Donald Koldhoff on Monday.
Right.
And so for some reason, I think we're missing another match, though. For some reason, I thought there was 2 tomorrow.
I think Goodman was playing somebody before the Brett one. Or was that before? No, that's next weekend. I think Goodman's trying to play somebody before the Fridley Brashaw one.
Right. Next Saturday is going to be James Bradshaw. He's going to take on Jim Fridley. And I don't know exactly what their game they're playing.
It was a race to 18 8-ball.
Is it a race to 18 8-ball? Okay. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing, but that'll be.
That's what I made the flyer and I can't remember. So
come on Friday. We can talk about that a little bit more. But that's another matchup that's coming here. So we're starting to really fill up some grudge matches around here too.
Absolutely.
And we're trying to get a little booth built here so that we can put it here in the Coop, and then we can still do the commentating and everything from right here. But always we'll set up 2-3 cameras, different angles and stuff like that, so we can really break it down and get some really good grudge matches going on here and fill up some content for the page. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and so if you're not a member of the Pigeon Coop, hit Larry up. He can help you get set up with that, and just make sure you're a cool person.
I get. What's funny about it is on the Pigeon Coop, I will get people that will send me requests. And they'll have pictures of like pigeons on their page and stuff like that. So they're like,
they're not realizing.
Yeah, this is a whole different kind of pigeon coop. We're the pigeons.
Okay, yeah. So I thought it was pretty clarified in the logo. I don't know, maybe it wasn't.
I don't know.
Well, no, yeah, it is a pretty big pigeon on that thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and people, some of the people out there, they think I did get a nasty letter. What's that?
We do. I forgot we got a great sponsor. Could probably build us a really sweet ass booth.
Yeah, right. We could probably get. Bill Lilly over here.
Bill Lilly.
What was his construction company name again?
CBM General Construction.
There we go. We can get him over here and build us a nice little booth. Put some plexiglass on it, so a nice little place to sit. And so Bill, help us out. We could probably have I got sort of a booth built already, so
Yeah, you got
maybe we
half
got
one over there.
something we can build off of there.
While we're rambling here, check this out. Here's CBM Construction. Contact information, get a hold of Bill Lilly, 815-716-6727. His email is there, and there's a link for his Facebook page. You can go check him out there, check out all those pictures. Check out that
License bonded and insured too, and that's very important.
Very
when you have
important.
somebody coming over to your house to do some work, you don't need those fly-by-nighters out there that are just going to come over, hack something together for you, or collect half the money and take off on you and never come back and finish the job. Bill's a straight shooting guy. You're going to get you're going to get what you pay for. You're going to get more than what you pay for.
We won't leave you with a hole in your wall.
Right.
Take off. I got your money. Here's a big hole in the wall. Here you go.
Right.
What was the other one I was going to talk? We were going to talk about at some point. We need to maybe ask him some more, see if he caught up. Last time we talked to Dustin about the app, he said he knew.
Yeah, where are you with that, Dustin? I mean, are we going to be? Is there any new movement on that?
I just talked to somebody last week that got done with the singles bracket, and they're working on the single elimination bracket. They're working on the double elimination bracket.
Well, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks we'll have some more progress on your app, and we can get that moving along. And that'd be nice. Only for the simple reason is I think that app is really going to be something that tournament directors are really going to enjoy, and it'll also help keep like for example, you got all these players around the Illinois, Iowa area, and some of them don't have, like, for example, Fargo rates and stuff like that. Well, this app is going to help out that situation to where you can start judging where your people are at. And you don't have to go, God, where should we put this guy in the tournament?
Yeah, it's gonna help. That knownability thing is going to be a lot easier for tournament directors instead of them relying on just, hey, this guy. It's gonna give us a lot better handle on it and looking at it more. It's looking nice because and if I remember correctly, Dustin was telling us it's also getting the opportunity for people to throw together some tournaments too, so they can, they in between bigger tournaments here and there, they can take care of their own business and update and keep those. And once things go, keep things, keep it nice and fair and solid, because that's the biggest thing is, players are always, they're so worried that they're getting ranked by, oh, I know this guy, he's awesome. This way it's something a little more, in your face, kind of on paper kind of thing to do.
Well, you can't hide. Let's just put it that way. You won't be able to hide. You ain't going to be able to say, well, I haven't played 6 months or whatever some pool people's excuses are. Well, here's what your knownability is this is where we're going to play it, and you're gonna have to just work it out from there. So it'll help. It's definitely going to help. It's going to be something that I think is really going to take off in the pool world, and I think 6 months, a year from now, it's going to be established, and it's going to be a nice app to be using. That's for sure.
Absolutely, you're blown up over there. I know you saw this, and I'm just going to touch on it real quick, just because we, something in TNT we like to do is to help kind of highlight the people that go out of their way to grow and promote the sport. There's been a couple really cool things I've been seeing during this pandemic and people not being able to go to shoot. We talked a little bit about it. I brought it up a little bit on the last show, and I don't know if you heard, I talked to Sam. I kind of snuck up on him with the phone call and talked to Sam.
Yeah, I did. I caught the interview. Sam, you got to work on your interview skills, bud.
I think I caught it. I think that was my fault. I caught him off guard. It was either that or we'll blame his dad.
You could hear his mom talking in the background. She's trying to explain to him, it's TNT. You got to talk to him on the phone. Oh, yeah. Sam, you got to work on your interview skills, Bill. If you're going to become a professional pool player, you got to have interview skills.
You got to be.
Pop in your sponsors now and then while you're talking. Just all of a sudden, you'd be just chit chatting along and say, "Oh yeah, my Denver cues are great, and my diamond tables are nice. I like my Simona's cloth. That kind of stuff." Sam,
have you ever seen some of the videos he does make when he thanks the sponsors and his outtakes? They're awesome. Sam,
he does a really great
you are
job.
doing a great job with all your stuff. Don't get us wrong.
I kid you.
We're just messing with you. But he's been taking part in these, and I've been trying to catch up with her too, because I want to talk to her. And since seeing that, I've actually been approached by a couple other places, and they seem to all be out of Canada for some reason. They're all doing these ghost tournaments, playing the ghost, and it's a pretty cool idea. A lot of people used to kind of, God, I got to play by myself. Can't find anybody to play with. I'm stuck in my house playing by myself. And Valerie over at Esports Productions, and now I'm completely blanking on the other one. I'll look it up. There are a couple places out of Canada that are doing these ghost tournaments, and they're doing them through Zoom. People are playing, and they're playing rounds, and they've been doing, and they're actually kind of fun to watch these people get on there. I mean, I was, even and like with Sam had a round the other night. He played in one of those tournaments, and we talked about it. He missed a completely perfect whole tournament by like 8 balls.
Yeah, and what do you the ghost is basically, and I don't know if they're playing 9 ball, 10 ball, what they're doing.
Well, they do both actually.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do 10.
10 ball's a little rougher because of the break, but I mean 9 ball, you're breaking the ball, it's automatic ball in hand, and then you run out. You either run out and win the game, or you don't get out and you lose the game.
Right.
And then what they do is I don't know if they do it by ball counts.
They do, they do it by basically kind of like an APA thing: 1 a ball and then 2 for the 9. But you can't play the 9 early. The 9 they spot the 9.
You just spot it back up and
Yeah.
keep running it. So I know that they do it sometimes by ball count, or sometimes they just do it by the game.
Yeah.
Like when I'm practicing at home alone, I just. I spend a lot of time home practicing alone. When I practice, correct.
Okay.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about pool, but anyways, you're just breaking it. It's automatic ball in hand, and then you just the strategy is to run out, and the 9 ball doesn't count out of order. So if you make it, as long as you combo it in, it just spots back up. You keep shooting. And if you run the rack out, you win the game. If you don't run the rack out, you lose. And how I do it is I just race myself to 9 is how I do it. I just sit and practice and I race to 9. And I can generally beat the ghost nowadays. Sometimes I lose if I'm not playing real well. And I try to win about 9-4, 9-5. That's about right. I try to be at, if I can do that, I'm pretty happy.
It is good practice, and these guys have done a lot with it. They, like I said, when we talked to Sam, they've done some really cool things. They actually did a tournament at one point where they did a little fundraiser for Sam to help him get his 1 table recovered, because he just got his 9-footer, and they were kind of razzing him a little bit about the old red felt that he had on his
Red felt on a pool table is not a good idea.
Yeah, it was rough. They hounded him a lot, but they hooked him up. They had a nice little fundraiser, and he ended up getting both tables recovered, and it was really
it looks
good,
really super nice. And like I said, I mean it's people like that's the people we need to have in pool. I mean the youth. I mean the parents out there got to get these people involved and get their kids involved in pool. And like I said, I don't really care. I mean, of course, I'm partial to pool. That's what I want the kids to be playing. But
right.
Get them out there playing soccer, football, whatever it is. Go get them fishing. Get them doing something besides sitting at home on their cellular phone and sitting like this all the time.
Oh yeah,
because that's just no fun.
No. Hey Ken, James, what's going on, guys? How you doing? He obviously thinks you got a hand issue. Hollywood. James thinks you have a hand issue.
I do. I probably do.
That's why I'm standing a little this way, so you can't quite get to me. So, there were some other things we were talking about. I kind of want to get a hold of Will. I really want to kind of talk to him somehow.
Well, I can send him here. You tell him about how awesome Lily's construction site is, and I'll send him a message.
I'm gonna, and hopefully later on this week I'll have it. I'm working on a new ad for him. We're gonna put together a bunch of pictures of his work that he did. I can't get over the Catio thing. I can't get over. It was really funny, and it was comical. So, a couple other things that I know that we're still working on with some of the leagues too was Teresa had mentioned they are looking for a new vice president. I know Bob's league is still looking for a new vice president, and they were obviously waiting things out to see when they can when they can do all their stuff to take care of it, because obviously other than doing virtual meetings, it's kind of hard to get together and do stuff. Well, why don't you play him, Ken or Dave?
Dave, why don't you play him? He can play. You can play him. Dave's one of them guys too. He likes to bark up, and then he doesn't play. He doesn't play anybody. Dave, you can play somebody too.
Who could we match Dave up?
Me.
Ooh.
I'll play him.
Ooh, there you go, Dave.
We get Jeremiah to play him. We get Rippy to play him. Get Dustin Duche to play him. Get Justin Tompkins to play him. I'll play him. I mean, we can find you some action, Dave.
It sounds like the Coop wants to jump all over Dave. Gonna get interesting. Don't forget,
but we are looking for a grudge match for Ken Harville. I mean, we kind of had one kind of worked out, and we haven't been able to 100% get him a game nailed down. But I think, if I remember correctly, I know that Jason Welker said he'd be interested in playing him. I know that Rick Carrillo would be interested in playing him some 8-ball. Will Thompson said he'd be interested in playing him some 8-ball. But what we're trying to do, what the goal is to find somebody right in your speed level, right? Somebody, right somebody, Ken's kind of like, he's borderline. He's a little bit probably better than most, open players, and he's in an advanced level. He's probably, on the lower end of the advanced level. Maybe, sometimes he can play. Sometimes he plays like he's a master player, but we can all do that at times. But I guess what I'm saying is trying to find somebody that's right in your level where we don't want to. I mean, we'll put on games where people are putting on big spots. It doesn't matter, but it'd be nice to get two players that are real close in speed together, and so there's not a spot, and you can play heads-up matches. Was what the goal is, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Right, because you don't want to see a blowout. You want to see some good hill action.
Well, with the correct spot. But the problem is sometimes it's just hard to gauge where the spot should be. Like for example, I mean, we've got Donald Koldhoff's going to play Mikey Goodman on Monday. Now, in my opinion, Mikey Goodman should be giving him some weight. Donald's going to play him heads up, I guess, but we'll just see how. Just have to see how that works out for him.
Don's one of those guys though that
he's not scared.
He's got one. Well, and he can, if he catches a gear though, he's pretty. When is the 8-ball starting? We got matches tomorrow. There won't be any matches tonight, Joe. We're talking pool and stuff like that. So, Lily for vice president. Lily for vice president of what?
Well, Lily could be the vice president of both leagues. There you go.
That'd be interesting.
Well, I wasn't aware that both leagues were looking for a vice president, and I'd throw my hat in the ring, but I got a lot going on in my life right now that I just wouldn't have the time to dedicate myself to it. But God willing, it maybe come next year or something like that, get my health in a little bit better shape. I would definitely jump in and do that. I wouldn't have any issues with helping out in that area. But right now, I got with this going on, the pool playing that I got going on, the tournaments that are going to be going on, the tournament that I want to put here that's going on, plus trying to deal with some health issues and stuff like that, and trying to keep that all straight. I got enough on my plate.
You're right. You're definitely dealing with things. Doing a pretty good job, I'm not going to lie. So you kind of bring me to something I was going to ask you about. So with everything getting ready to start opening, what do you think? How do you think it's going to go down? You think we're going to get? You think tournament directors are just going to start throwing them out there, trying to just really, you know what I mean? Because obviously we're going to have to deal. I mean, we're not going to be able to go back. Our first tournaments aren't going to be 100%. I mean, no way.
Well, I don't know. I think people are so chomping at the bit. I think the first tournament that you put on is going to be packed to the walls, but we'll see.
Right, but obviously we're going to have to do it at capacity because, like I said, those ones that I saw that are getting ready to happen in Indiana, those ones they're telling people already. They're spacing out tables. They can't even use.
Well, and I think you're going to see that for a while. So that's going to be, like. Different states are going to be different ways because they're saying that Iowa's opening up once they open up pool hall. It's going to be open now. Are they going to rope off different tables and you can only have so many tables running? I haven't heard that. I haven't heard any restrictions on it. I heard once they open that up, it's open.
Right.
It's going to go from being closed to open.
Right.
So
just come get it.
Yeah. So I imagine, I know that, Big E's got tournaments that were set up there that he's had to delay or cancel or whatever. And I know that he's going to, if he's just delayed them, I'm sure he's going to be putting them on as soon as possible. And then Wisconsin, I don't know what's going to be going on there up at the Karen Room, but when they get that all up and ready to roll and they open that up fully, I know that they've got some tournaments that people are just really chomping at the bit to go play in.
They had some big ones
yeah. Well, they cut their field off, I believe, at 96 players, and they'll fill them. And I guarantee you, when Big E starts to put his tournaments back on over in Clinton, people haven't been able to get out and play pool now for several months. So, before, you could go into the pool hall. You wasn't quite sure if that tournament was going to fill or not, or, we're going to get enough players for this tournament. And they started to do a weekly tournament over there. So then now that people have had it taken away from them for a few months, I think what you're going to see is and everybody's going to want to show up and play at the same time.
And you mentioned that something there you mentioned too is
which will help businesses. Don't get me wrong. So we're not complaining. I mean, the more people at the tournaments, the better. Not only for the tournament director, and putting on tournaments and showing that pool can draw still.
Right.
It's going to help the businesses that are having these tournaments. And like for example, for us over here in Illinois, we've got the Wainwright tournament that's coming up, Wainwright Valetti tournament that's coming up.
he's hoping he rescheduled that for the 27th. He's hoping it's going
And
to
it
be.
all depends on how Illinois is going to open up the
It-
bars.
it
It's
really
just that's going to be the biggest thing, And there's several different ways that tournament could be run. You could still run it even if you had to do it in a limited capacity, where if you only had so many tables and you did it over several weekends. I don't know how you'd do it.
Well, and he does have that going for him, that he does it in, obviously I think he's using the same bars that he did before. So
Correct.
He does have that, though, that possibility there where he's going to be able to spread it out a little bit. But Illinois for sure there's no way we're not going to go from, we're not jumping right into 100%. There's just no way it's going to happen.
Correct.
And that's the part that kind of concerns me a little bit about with the leagues and stuff like that, is they're going to start letting us play pool, and then we're going to be stuck with this. Well, how are we going to do leagues? Because like right now, TNT's leagues, we got those 2 doubles leagues that we were going to try to do this summer, and the Rock Falls one, I think we had 7 or 8 teams, and because of the day that's on, there's not a conflict there really right now, unless something happens with the summer leagues and Bob's leagues or something like that, and they need to switch days, and then of course they're gonna have their their go at it, because we're not gonna step on any toes there.
Right.
But
You can. There's different days that things can be moved around. There should be an easy way to work it out where everybody's happy. People are, it's like, for example, the Thursday night league. I think all that has to happen there is just a matter of, one person saying, "All right, you do it on Thursday night, we'll do it on Wednesday night," or whatever.
Right.
There should be an pretty easy way to figure that out.
But it's going to take some communication.
Sure,
So at
sure,
some
absolutely.
point, people are going to have to get together, and they're going to have to talk about it a little bit.
Correct.
Absolutely. Don't forget, you can be part of the show. Jump in here on the join all of our friends here that are talking to us on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also make some comments there, and I will do my best to jump over there. But it doesn't look like we got too many people over there. You can also give us a call or text us. It's easier if you'd like. You can text us, and we'll give you a call back. We'll talk to you right here on air. I know Hollywood's over here bouncing around trying to mess with some people. Oh my gosh, the coop's filling up. Look at that. Holy Jeremiah, what's going on, buddy?
Well, we got them showing up here at the Pigeon Coop tonight. We're gonna have a big ring game after this, I believe.
Ooh, there you go.
And it's ring game mania. We got Jeremiah Easley here. We got Jason Welkers here. Mikey Goodman's here. Donald Koltoff's here. Myself, Dustin Duche. It's going to be ring game mania, folks.
It's going to get a little.
Well, Will says we can call him.
We can call him.
Will, get prepared, or I hope you're watching, because we're going to call you and put you on the line.
All right. We got here. You.
Oh, here I suppose it'd probably help if I put the phone number up now, wouldn't it?
We're going to give Will Thompson a call. We might even, since they're both here, we might even try to do that. We might yank Mike up here and Mike and Don up here and let them talk. Do some.
There you go. There's the phone number.
Let them do some talking, some trash talking before their match is coming up. All right, Will, we're dialing you up right now. It's going to be an 833 number, so if you see it, make sure you give that an answer. Remember, you're going to hear this, but he can't hear us. He can hear us, and nobody else can yet.
That's fine.
So we're going to give Will Thompson a call here real quick.
We do have these fancy headphones, though.
We do have these fancy headphones. Let's see if he answers.
He will.
I got to remember which button's which.
I don't know. We'll find out.
There he is. Will, can you hear us?
Will, are you there, buddy?
I can barely hear you.
All right, we're working on it here. Can you hear us now? Will? Why does it not ever work when I want it to work?
I don't know.
Are you there?
Yeah,
we're here, Will. We were just trying to get a hold of you to see if you can hear us. So can you hear us is the question.
Yeah, I can't understand what you're saying. I can hear you talking to me, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, I can hear you perfectly, but
yeah, I can hear you real good. Let me see if I can make some adjustments here.
Give us just a second there, Will. Hang on.
All right. Can you hear me any better, Will?
Maybe you should try to call me back. I can't understand what you're saying.
All right. Give me a second. We'll try to call you back, Will.
Okay.
All right. We got to figure that one out. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know either.
Let me see if I can fix that. We'll change some stuff up here a little bit. That didn't work at all, did it? Oh, how's that? Let's see if that'll work.
Well, you try to give him a call one more time and see how it works out if it doesn't work out. But basically, we was just going to try to interview him over his match. He's going to be playing Anthony Garcia. He's going to be racing to 50 for $5,000, and that's a lot of loot. I don't know if I think the most I ever played for in one match. I think I played a guy. I did some $1,000 sets once, and surprisingly enough, it worked out pretty well for me.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, it's not working that way. Did I not have the right button pushed? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either. You can try to give him one more try. Well, if it doesn't work out, hopefully we'll have that ironed out by next week. We can also get Mikey Goodman and we can get Donald up here and you can do a little chit chatting about what they got going on next on Monday, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's Monday. Yeah, we'll drag them up here. Then we got a microphone they can share right over there. We can yank them up. They don't even have to be on
Well,
camera.
let's see if we can get the phone call first.
Yeah, let me try to call them again real quick here.
No, we're putting them on camera.
Okay, that's I'm fine.
I like to see the stage fright set in.
Let's see why this didn't work. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's why.
What?
That's why it didn't work. Because I had the wrong thingy set up. There we go. He should be able to hear us now.
All right, Will, we're going to try to call you back here, buddy. Just give us just a second.
All right. Let me change this again so we're not screaming at people. Because that's what I had to do. I thought maybe that was part of the problem, but it wasn't. So we're gonna make us get this set back to where it was supposed to be here. There we go. All right. Get us all hooked back up. I found the button that I was supposed to find.
All right.
So this should work. Let's try it. All right, Will, if you're listening, we're calling you back. I think we got
He's listening.
I think we got it figured out. There we go. It's gonna ring loud. All right. This should work. I forgot to push a button. That was my problem.
Nope.
Hey, Will, can you hear us now?
I can hear you perfectly now.
All right.
Can you hear me too?
Aha. What's up, guys?
Not much. Hey, it's TNT Off the Rail. I'm Bud, by the way. I don't think I've met you, Will, but you know Hollywood. So you got a pretty big match coming up Saturday.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Dude, days are melting together anymore. I don't know about you guys, but they're all blurry and stuff like that. So you've been preparing for it, or I got questions.
He's trying to ask you if you've been practicing at all for your big match.
I know he's
that's
been
what he's trying to. That's what he's
practicing.
trying to ask you.
I know he's been practicing.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of pool in the last year. I mean, consistently wise. But this last week I've been trying to hit balls about 3-4 hours a night. Make sure that I'm in stroke.
Yeah, for 5K on the line, I imagine you probably should be practicing just a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of money to be let slip through your hands.
Well, we were just talking earlier, and I don't know if you caught some of the episode a little bit earlier, but we were talking about you guys have been barking on each other for the better part of 5 years, and this match is finally this match is finally going to happen. So first of all, the first question is, how do you like your chances in this matchup, and what do you think are the keys to your victory?
Well, I suppose to answer your first question, of course I'm confident. I feel that
he's $5,000.
I'm probably, if I had to put a percentage on it, based on how I feel I play and based on how I know he plays, I'd probably say I'm a 70-30 favorite, maybe. He don't, I'm sure, feel that way. But
I wouldn't think so either.
So
I think the biggest thing for me to make sure it's tilted in my favor is to make sure that I don't make a mistake on the break and make sure I don't get lazy. That's been my biggest problem my whole life gambling, is not feeling enough heat and butchering a ball into the rail or something stupid that I'll let them run a 3-pack on me.
Well, yeah, I can understand that, but I would think that the money that's going to be in the middle here will probably keep your attention for the whole 50 games at least, or there's going to be more than 50 games played. But I mean, I'm going to assume that'll probably keep your attention there, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
If not, you make too much money.
It's a lot of money. I mean, this is the most I've ever bet in one set. So.
Wow. So, are you guys planning on? I mean, because of the race to 50. Is it you guys think you're going to get it? You're starting pretty early, right?
Yeah, we're gonna start at 3:00.
Okay, so the match is going to start at 3:00. It's a race to 50. You plan on playing it out until you get a winner, even if you're playing till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to assume.
Yep. Obviously, I hope it's over by then, and I expect it to be over before then. But I figure it's going to take anywhere between 8 and 10 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I figure it'd be a full 8 to 10 hour shift. I mean, I don't fully expect to see a big blowout. I mean, we all know that you're a Pigeon Coop member here at the Pigeon Coop. He's like he's the vice president or whatever you want to call it.
He's a patched member, right?
Yeah, he's a patched in member over here at the Pigeon Coop. So we're going to be.
I'm the second majority shareholder.
Yeah, he's the second majority shareholder here at the Pigeon Coop, and I'm not going to tell you how he got that, but
I was just going to say I have an idea.
Let's just say he rolled me pretty good over in Clinton one night, and I got a big spot from him, and he still beat my brains in, but. No, we definitely wish you luck over there, and I know that there's going to be a stream. I'm not sure who's putting on the stream. What was the guy's name again that's going to be doing that?
Well, his name, the guy's place that we're playing at, he's got a really nice setup, and he's got a nice big finished inside shop, kind of like a pole barn shop, but it's finished in the inside completely. He's got a pool area in the back. He does his own CNC operating stuff in that shop.
Nice.
And he's got in the front half he's got boats and stuff and 4x4 stuff. He has toys, and then he's got a CNC area, and then in the back third is he's got 2 diamond pool tables, very, very good tables, some of the best playing tables I've ever played on. One's a 9-foot diamond, one's a 7-foot diamond. So
what do you guys which one do you guys play
and his
on?
name is Bruce Ribble.
Bruce Ribble.
And yeah, it's I can't remember the name of the town. Begins with an S, I think. It's right out by off the interstate.
Yeah, it's out by Cedar
between
Rapids,
Iowa City and Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So which one? What do you guys? Which one you guys playing on, the 7 or 9?
7-foot. 7-foot.
Okay. Well, we were just going to tuck in with you on that, and like I said, we are going to wish you luck there. And when you get the information as far as it goes for how that's going to be streamed, somebody can let me know. I can go ahead and share it to the Pigeon Coop page. We can share it to the TNT page. I'm sure it's going to be shared to the Quad City page.
Definitely.
There's going to be.
Yeah, I figured after the first hour it should be shared all over.
I would imagine it'll be shared all over, and I imagine when total views on that is going to be in the thousands because people have been waiting to see this match for many, many years. There's been a lot of barking, and it's finally gonna happen.
And so that kind of wonder now, and I know a little bit from what I've heard. But have you guys ever played just like casually, or I mean, have you ever gambled before? Or
we played in tournaments. We used to play a little bit of one pocket cheap, just as a learning experience on my part. I still can't beat that guy at that game, but we've met a lot in tournaments. Met a few times in the finals, that kind of thing. And I'm not going to lie to you, I shouldn't even admit this, but he's probably about I'd say an 8 out of 12 winner on me in tournaments right now. But recently, last couple of years that we've met, he hasn't fared so well. So.
Well, we all know that the tournament in a gambling game is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
Also,
I was gonna say there's a
I'd have to say I'm probably about I'd say I'm probably about a 25% better gear player when it comes to gambling. So.
Well, we're definitely going to find that out tomorrow. That's for sure. I mean, I've seen Anthony play, and he's definitely no slouch.
Right.
He definitely has a good game. I mean, I remember seeing him play, back in the early 2000s, and then he went from, a low end open player, maybe a middle of the road open player to, one of the best master players in the Iowa area. So he's definitely got all the game in the world. And another guy you want to be careful with if you want to play bank pool with or something like that, because he's really good at that too.
Oh yeah. That's honestly that's one thing that I got to say that I'm actually a bank player too, and I don't know if I got into the game because I think he's one of the best ones around at it too, and I don't know, but I actually enjoy the game a lot too. We haven't actually played banks against each other yet, but
well, there you go.
A lot of people that want to see that match too. So Oh yeah, it's been a wolf fest for the last 4 or 5 years. I've never been one to back down from any challenge, especially playing dead even. The money had to be right. That's a lot of money. I work for a living, so.
Right. So now, just because maybe I missed it, but for this one, which one of you guys came out and offered this one? Was it you or him?
It was me. I actually made an offer to play 2 $1,000 sets, and I was going to take all the action myself. And I was going to try to get him to play actually at the Coop. He, of course, said no way. He didn't want to go there. He didn't know the table. He said, I do the table. He didn't, blah, 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 blah. And he didn't say anything about playing. And I had a buddy message me who is staking half of my action. He told me to raise the bet to 5,000 and call him out. And I told him, I said, okay. And I made a post probably about an hour later from the first post and said, I'll play a race to 50 for 5,000. Now what do you want to do?
Yeah, and I was I always kind of monitor the Quad City page too, and I seen that come out, and my jaw about hit the floor. And then what made me even more shocked is he actually bit. He took the hook, and he accepted the offer, and it was just a matter of working out a few minor details, whether we were gonna, whether it was gonna be take what you make on the break or how you were gonna do all that. Worked out all the little minor details, and the next thing I knew,
his backer won't let him play me anything that's got any kind of rules to it. Pretty much the way it is. I mean, I don't want to talk shit, but the only way he agreed to this game is if it was open after the break. He wouldn't play me take what you make. He didn't think he could win. So.
Well, at least we got the game in. We got it going. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be starting at around 3 o'clock. And Will, we're going to wish you luck, and we're going to let you out of here. You get your rest, get your nap in. I know that you had a long day at work, and I'm going to try to see how things are working out later on tonight or first thing in the morning. I'll be getting a hold of you because I might even be riding along to check that match out in person.
Get some.
Hell yeah! We got a car seat open for you.
I do remember that. So. You get some rest. I will buzz you later on, either tonight or sometime in the morning. I'll let you know what's going on. All right, buddy?
All right, guys. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks for the time. We'll have a great one.
See
Good
you
luck.
Guys. Yep, thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
That was Will Thompson. He's got the big match with Anthony Garcia, a.k.a. Pun, tomorrow. They are going to race to 58 ball for $5,000. A guy. So it's $10,000 in the center. Somebody's going to go home with a $5,000 win.
And if you go, you make sure your phone is good and charged so you can shoot some video and send it back and forth to us. We need to drag those two up here and talk to them.
Neither one of you guys want to talk? You want to talk about your big matchup?
They don't want to do it. Look at Don's hiding in the corner. Oh, look, they're talking. They're biting.
They're waiting for us to get done. So we got a few more things that we got to talk about here real quick. We do have Don Koltoff that's going to be taking on Mikey Goodman on Monday.
You got some call-outs you're going to do? I forgot about that.
Well, I think with all the matches that we got on, we got plenty to talk about there. But, I mean, there is a couple matches that we still want to see. I think we got Jason Welker in the house. I mean, we've been looking to get him a match. Maybe we could set something up with him and Kenny Harville with some 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, whatever they want to do. Or I'd still like to see the match with Donnie Daly. Donnie Daly and Rick Carrillo.
That poor guy has been chomping at it.
Yes, he wants to get a match. And I really think another good game that we could get two guys from about as far from Illinois as you can get them. You got Michael Brubaker up here out of the Freeport area, and then you got Donnie Daly from down around the Princeton area. Let's get them two guys together. Me here at the Coop. Let's get them two guys together. Let's get them a game.
That would be a good one. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
So if you got and then I do have another match. It's tentative. Sometimes it's hard to get this guy nailed down into a match, but since you just brought up Brandon's name, Brandon DePetty and Cal Stage, I believe in principle we got a game worked out. They've been talking about it. They can't do it this weekend. Cal's got a lot going on with a big outdoor show that he's trying to put on, and I think we might see that come up next weekend where Brandon DePetty is going to be taking on Cal Stage. I think that's going to be a good match. I think they're equal speed as far as it goes for, Brandon, I think, would probably have the advantage in the rotation game. And I think Cal might have just a slight advantage on him in the 8-ball game. I don't know where they're going to work out, maybe play one set each and to see how that works out. I mean, And they're not going to play for big money or anything like that. But that's not what it's about. It's just a grudge match.
said
Try to see where we're at.
The grudge matches, the money's a little helper, but it's mostly about, hey man, I'm calling you out. I want to play. Let's see who's got it. Who can back up the talk. So
Well, and here's what I try to explain to people. You're only as good as the people that you play with, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable with playing people they don't know.
right.
And to me, that's the best way to sharpen up your game, because if you really want to get your game sharp, is go out and play guys that you're not used to playing. Everybody's got little ways that they play the game. You can learn things off it. You might be playing somebody that might not be quite as your speed, and then all of a sudden you see them do something like, I've never done that before. I've never
Right.
seen anybody shoot a ball. You can learn things from other people that you've never played with before, because if you sit and you play the same people day in and day out, and that's the only people you're comfortable playing with, your game is only going to go this far, and that's as far as it's ever going to get. So the best way is to get. That's why I do these grudge matches. I call people
Right.
out. I like talk a little trash, get them going, get them riled up at one another, and try to get them a play. It's not so much that I want to see one guy beat another guy. It's not. I don't have a horse in a race, and I'm not betting on it either, so I don't care.
You just like to watch it. I mean,
Yeah, it's neat to see two guys get together and put them a little out of their comfort zone and see how they react to it, especially when you put them on camera, and that adds a little heat to them too sometimes, and they get a little nervous, and that's what's going to sharpen up your game. Trust me, folks, it helps tremendously. The more you hop in the box and play different players, the better you are going to play in the long run.
and we can't grow the sport if it stays in the garage.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If it stays in the garage with just that small group of people, if you're not bringing some new people into that mix, it's never going to grow. It's never going to get out there.
No.
And like you said, you're never going to learn anything new. You know what I mean? You play Jeremiah 7 days a week. You know that if I stick Jeremiah behind this ball, he's going to jump it. And,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you're never going to learn.
Yeah, we're
Brandon-
talking about you.
Brandon says his
Our studio audience has grown tremendously
It
since we
has.
started this
It-
show. We got 1, 2,
it
3,
has.
4, 5, 6.
Brett
There's 7
Hopkins
out
is-
there.
most of the matches that are playing this weekend are here.
I don't know how our social distancing legalization thing is going here, but I think we're probably at our max capacity. We got
we'll get-
1,000 square foot here, and we got 10 people. So I don't know how this is working
We're
out.
going to get the saran wrap out. We'll just Brandon says that his and Cal's races 8 to 18, they're going to rotate 8 and 9 ball every 9 games.
Okay, so they're going to race when they get to 9, they'll switch over to 8
Right.
ball or
Now,
9
see,
ball.
that right here, Bill Lilly wants to play Al. That would be a great match.
Yeah, there we go. We can somebody reach out to Al Diotel, tell him that Bill Lilly's looking to play him, and I think we do have. Do we have a grudge match or a rematch between you and Bill too?
Which one?
Okay, that's tomorrow, and they are going to play it around 6:00. Brett Hopkins is going to be taking up
Yeah,
Bill Lilly.
that's right. I was like, well, there's 2 rematches because
Yes.
both of them guys, because Don and Brett's game is a rematch too.
So yeah, we got plenty of action going on right here at the Coop, and like I said, once we get the leagues figured out over the next week, maybe 2 at the most, then we'll set up this tournament here at the Coop, and we'll get that rolling. Also, it's going to be $20 a person. It's going to be a handicap match. We're going to have 2s, 3s, and 4s for handicap. You're going to race to your handicap. You're going to play 1 match a week. That's how that's going to work. And the thing about it is, I suggest once we do get this going, here is something that I want to make very clear, because it was a little bit of an issue the last time. There was a couple people that thought, well, I can just postpone for a week. If you got a family emergency, if you got something that comes up that's a real big emergency, but if you have a vacation plan, if you got something else planned, or
just
or if
don't
you got to
sign up.
travel, just don't sign up. This is just for fun, and we're not out to hurt anybody's feelings or something like that. It costs $20 to get in, and it's going to take, it could take 8-10 weeks to run it. It could take 12 weeks, or depending on how many players we get. If we
Right.
get 30-some players, it could take 16 weeks.
And
It could take into the fall to get it over.
well, and I
with.
remember last one too. You kind of let the pace kind of dictate itself. If
Sure.
people were ready, they were ready to. What's going on, Timmy? How you doing? Mike Gaither, how you doing? Ryan says he'll play the winner of Brett and Bill Lilly. So Ryan Wade says he'd play the
Well,
winner.
there you go, biting off more than you can chew. we got a laugh from our studio audience
Yeah.
out there, Ryan. They
Isn't
don't.
that weird?
They don't think you can beat either one of them guys.
Mike Gaither is somebody we need to get hooked up.
Well, I think the game is Ryan Wade versus Mike Gaither. There's
There
the
you-
game right
there you
there.
go.
They're both pretty equally matched, and that would be
And-
that. That would be a great
Look,
game.
that drew a big laugh.
And
How
that
did
would-
you do that?
It would be a big spectator game. I think a lot of people would come to watch that match. There'd probably be a couple
See,
hundred people in attendance and a few
there's
thousand people
another
watching
guy
online.
right there. Put a target on that guy.
Yeah, we get a match for Bob Steinhagen. I got one for you. Joe Gonzalez says he'll play it because we've been talking about that for a while.
Okay, so Timmy Bly wants some action. He's asking where his is. Trent Bertlow says he'll play the loser of Brett and Billy.
Well, Timmy Bly, I mean, I don't know how. I got a perfect game for you. He's sitting right here, Michael Goodman. Timmy Bly, Michael Goodman. He says Michael Goodman says he'll play you. You're both.
I'm pretty sure he just
You play all the time. Goodman plays about once every,
like
every time
doesn't
the
he play
comet-
like he does it something
when
with the
the-
cycle of the
when-
moon.
the Haley's Comet.
It's a moon cycle thing or something. I think that's how that works.
Yeah,
so.
so I mean, I think we could set you up, Timmy, with Michael Goodman. I mean, I think that's a fair even game right there.
Oh,
His wife says he'll take on
Bob's-
Bob Steinhagen. That would be a good match. She'd probably have to spot him in the 8-ball or something. So we got some action set up. So Timmy Bly, I'll work on Michael Goodman for you.
oh,
And-
Brandon says he'll play. Brandon says he'll play Timmy next. Ryan Wade says let everybody laugh and step up to the big table.
So we got a lot of things going on. You got anything else you want to get mentioned on? Well, I think we're going to be moving along. These guys are itching.
Yeah,
to play
these
a
guys,
game.
they want their table. We're all over their table. Just a couple things, just real quick. Don't forget all these venues that help us throughout our league seasons, and we're waiting to get back to them. Make sure that you are supporting them. A lot of them are doing curbside and doing things that they can. Some of them, with the bars being able to open for outdoor seating, not a lot of them can participate in that. So they're still going to be doing their curbside. So make sure you're doing that. Whiskey Barrel just recently updated their menu and their hours and doing curbside. The Cooler is back to doing Saturday, and I think Sunday they're doing some really cool curbside stuff. Make sure you get a hold of them. Of course, if you haven't seen a Froggy's video yet for their stuff, you are missing out. She does some awesome things, and they've got some great food over there. So check that out.
The food at all the places are you can't go you can't go wrong. You get something from the Cooler, you go from the Whiskey Barrel or Froggy's or wherever. I mean, you're not going to go wrong. And help support these bars. They've helped support us for so many years, and it's time for us to give a little bit back too, because without these places, we don't have a place to play, folks.
Right.
So,
And we want to make sure they're there when it's time to play. We want to make sure, open up that drawer, see how many Cooler shirts or how many Whiskey Barrel shirts or all the things that they've done and helped, your teams get to state and this and that. So make sure you're doing what you can right now to help them to make sure that they're there when it's time to go. You've been watching TNT's Off the Rail. I'm Bud. That's Hollywood. We'll be back next week. Don't forget.
plenty to talk about. We got plenty to talk about.
Don't forget, next week we can, if you want, you can always get a hold of us. Call us 833-868-7665. Hit us up on Facebook. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the TNT page. I'm having mixed feelings on the
live crowd?
I'm having mixed
I
feelings.
think they're mocking us.
I think. Well, after Dustin, did you see Dustin's line about taking advice from Larry?
No.
It's like watching someone roll down a hill of cactus.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. So, but we do appreciate you guys watching. And make sure you do drop some likes and all that and everything like that. Stop by the TNT page. If you want us to share your story, we will. We'll definitely, shots. If you got an amazing shot you made while you're sitting around doing your thing, tell us how you're keeping in stroke, what your plans are when things open back up. You want to be a part of a fight night. We'll even make, if you set up a TNT fight night and we're going to stream it, or even if we won't stream it, we'll even set you up a cool flyer and we'll set you, we'll do everything we can to we're all about growing the sport and promoting it and letting people know that we're not just, we're not messing around. One last time before we go as well, don't forget to stop by and check out Bill Lilly and all his stuff over at CBM Construction. You can check him out on Facebook. His link's right there. You can give him a call, 815-716-6727. Get that custom-built catio now.
Bill builds it better.
Bill builds it better. And he does it on the hill.
And he does it on the hill.
He does amazing stuff. Like you said, that approach to the river was really sweet too. We'll have a cool ad coming up with that, and I'll show you some more stuff. Until next week, I've been Bud. That's been Hollywood. Adam Thomas don't want none, Trent says. He's calling him out. Thanks to everybody who's been hanging out.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. We'll be back next week with some more call-outs. We'll have some more information on the Coop tournament and all kinds of other cool stuff. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.